How's it going, everyone? One final video before the release of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, unless some absolute crazy news drops, but Sparking Zero is out later today for those of us that buy the deluxe edition. The game will be officially launching at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm sure for a lot of you guys this is going to be a great way to come home from work or school and jump into Sparking Zero. A lot of us, you know, I am very vocal and critical of the early access gimmick for games, but guess what? I'm gonna be a total hypocrite when it comes to Sparking Zero. Not even a hypocrite, I mean, I still hate the gimmick, but, yeah, with Sparking Zero, I gotta play it on launch day. 17 years in the making for Sparking Zero, and in this video, I really want to mainly just highlight and make note of the fact that this game is absolutely crushing it, and I really do believe, as I've said in previous videos, that this is going to be setting a big standard for anime video games in terms of commercial performance. Now, if you look at the highest selling video games that I can find for anime titles, I believe Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, in terms of cumulative sales, is at the highest at around 12 million copies sold. Dragon Ball FighterZ and Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 are around 10 million copies, while Dragon Ball Kakarot is, I believe, around 6 million copies. Those are the numbers that I could dig up. And Dragon Ball Kakarot, I believe, has cracked 8 million copies sold. Those are the numbers that I could dig up. Now, in the case of Naruto Storm 4, that game has been out for, I believe, over 8 years. If you look at FighterZ, that's been out since, I want to say, 2019. Xenoverse 2 also out since 2016. Storm 4 has also been released on a plethora of different platforms. Sparking Zero, I do believe, is going to be the fastest selling anime game of all time, and I also do believe that the sales are only gonna heighten once you're talking about things like it continuing to get releases, like next-gen releases, because I do believe this game is going to get supported for years and years. With DLC content, Xenoverse 2 got supported for 8 years. 4 years from now, the next-gen consoles are going to be out. Sparking Zero getting a next-gen release that has the DLC content, or the DLC content up until that point, and then also maybe includes full local multiplayer. I think that's just something that makes all the sense in the world. The game's just going to continue to grow and grow in sales numbers, but I think when you couple in the fact that Dragon Ball as an IP is absolutely gargantuan, on top of that, your driving factor is not only just the nostalgia of people waiting 17 years, people having such fond memories of Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 1 through 3. You're also talking about those games were incredibly well received, and Sparking Zero, at this point, everything I've seen, I am led to believe that this game is going to be incredibly well received and exactly what people wanted out of a game like this. I haven't talked to anybody that looks at Sparking Zero and is like, oh, I'm not excited for that, especially those that have played the Tenkaichi games. I think everything is coming together for this game to be a commercial juggernaut. And just to go over some data that we can talk about right now, it is the highest pre-ordered game available on the PlayStation Store right now. It is trumping Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Now, Black Ops 6 comes out a few weeks later, and obviously the numbers are gonna grow and grow for Black Ops 6, and I don't expect Sparking Zero to do as well as Black Ops 6, especially given that Sparking Zero is a true next-gen title. However, the fact that it even reached that level is an incredible, monumental success. Again, for an anime video game, I think we always have to remind ourselves that anime video games for a long time were not these juggernaut commercial successes. There were games, like I remember Naruto Ultimate Ninja 1 on the PS2, that did well commercially, and it was hard to find that game in stores. But generally speaking, anime video games, first of all, they aren't received incredibly well from a quality standpoint most of the times, and commercially for a long time, they weren't pulling insane numbers. Now, Storm 4 obviously did very well, and a lot of the Dragon Ball games recently have done very well, but that gives me even more confidence in Sparking Zero when you're talking about there's that element of nostalgia where so many people have played the original Tenkaichi games, and then you're also talking about a newer audience that is just looking at this game, hears about the reception the older games have had, and they are going to be interested in the game as well. Couple in that Dragon Ball as an IP is still incredibly hot. The manga is still going on. I really feel like the ceiling for this game is incredibly high. Not only are the numbers on the PlayStation Store incredibly impressive, it is also the top seller on Steam right now when you are talking about just straight paid video games. It seems to be going up and down with Counter-Strike 2, because Counter-Strike 2 is a free-to-play game and there's microtransactions and whatnot, but in terms of paid games, it's above Silent Hill 2, which is out earlier, but Sparking Zero is still above Silent Hill 2. Now, Silent Hill 2 I'm incredibly excited about, and what's funny about all of this is I get it that this was a small notion and it wasn't the majority of people saying this, but there was a little bit that I saw of people being like, oh man, Sparking Zero is coming out the same day as Metaphor for its official release. How's it gonna do against Metaphor? Brothers, how's Metaphor gonna do against Sparking Zero? I think both games are gonna do perfectly fine, but if any game is gonna have a piece of its sales taken out, it is Metaphor ReFantazio, not Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero is legitimately one of the biggest game releases of the year. ReFantazio is not that. As excited as I am for that game, and I put that right at the same level of excitement that I have for Sparking Zero, maybe a little bit lower, it's easy to see which game is going to do better. Top seller on Steam, what is going to be incredibly interesting data to look at, and I think will give us a clear indication of how this game is actually doing, is the concurrent Steam player count. And I think that number is going to be incredibly impressive for an anime fighting game. These games generally on PC don't do incredibly well, but we have data that we can compare it to. We can look at data from Dragon Ball FighterZ, we can look at data from Kakarot, Naruto Storm, and see where those games peaked at, and I guarantee you that Sparking Zero is gonna be multiples above that. I don't remember anime games being the top seller on Steam, maybe for a brief period when there's nothing big coming out, but you're talking Sparking Zero being the top seller the week of the release of Silent Hill 2 and Metaphor ReFantazio. Oh, by the way, Silent Hill 2's out earlier. You would think more people would be buying the game right now, but no, Sparking Zero is still the top seller. That is incredibly impressive. And then you also look at the promotional job that Bandai Namco has done and look at the numbers this game is pulling in from a social media impression standpoint. It is staggering. This game is going to be colossal, and I legitimately think it is going to be the fastest selling anime video game of all time. Yes, you can say that I'm glazing all over this game, but also remember, while I like Dragon Ball, Naruto was my main anime growing up. If Naruto Storm 5 comes out, and it's actually what I expect, I'll be glazing that game too, because I know that these IPs deserve justice and deserve high-quality titles consistently, and with Sparking Zero, I feel like we're getting that. And to be fair, with Dragon Ball, I do think there has been an incredible level of consistency and quality when you look at Xenoverse, even though Xenoverse isn't my kind of game. When you look at Kakarot, and now when you look at Sparking Zero, I mean, Dragon Ball fans are eating good. Bleach fans are eating good right now, too, with Rebirth of Souls and everything going on with the anime. Naruto, I think, could be better. I think the Naruto game, I thought Boruto Connections was kind of a cash grab, and honestly, Boruto as an anime doesn't interest me, but I feel like Naruto deserves better. But at least what I'm seeing out of Dragon Ball, it's incredibly encouraging, and I foresee this game doing exceedingly well. And then on top of that, remember, this is a game that's going to get supported for years and years, and I'm not saying that based on any confirmation from Bandai Namco, but if past is prologue, Xenoverse 2 is 8 years in the game, and it's still getting supported. Sparking Zero is going to be way bigger than that game, and we already have a Season Pass outline. I totally can see them doing another Season Pass. Ultimately, you're gonna reach like a level of, okay, what other characters do we add in there? But there's stages, there's a lot of things you could do. I have a lot of ideas for anime video games, but it just seems like Bandai Namco doesn't want to capitalize, and I'm sure they know better than me, and you know, it is a financial investment deal. I get that not every anime can have a AAA action RPG like Kakarot, but I think that would do a lot of good. But that'll do it for me again. Just wanted to glaze Sparking Zero one last time, and I do believe this is going to be the biggest anime video game and the fastest selling anime video game of all time, I'm sure. Come next week, let's say by next Friday, we're gonna hear, you know, some press releases from Bandai Namco celebrating X amount sold, etc., etc. And I'm sure the streaming numbers for this game when the embargo lifts and when everybody has access to it is gonna be absolutely insane as far as Twitch and YouTube streaming. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.